Good morning, everyone. I am Asma, Zoology faculty from Sri NRI Junior College. Today in this video, we are going to discuss about structure, life cycle, and pathogenicity of Wuchereria bancrofti. Structure, life cycle, and pathogenicity of Wuchereria bancrofti. Okay, here Wuchereria bancrofti, it belongs to phylum Nematoda. It belongs to phylum Nematoda and class Phasmidia. Class Phasmidia. This Wuchereria bancrofti, commonly known as filarial worm. The structure, life cycle, and pathogenicity of Wuchereria bancrofti is one of the important LAQ from first year zoology, that is sixth unit of the first year zoology, that is biology in human welfare. It is one of the important LAQ for IPE examination, and it is also important for MSET and NEET. Okay, Wuchereria bancrofti. It is a nematode parasite. Parasite means the organism which depends on other organism for food and shelter is called parasite. The organism which provide food and shelter to the parasite is called host. The association between the parasite and host is called parasitism. Parasitism. Okay. This Wuchereria bancrofti belongs to phylum Nematoda. It belongs to phylum Nematoda and class Phasmidia. Class Phasmidia. Actually, this phylum Nematoda divide into two classes, that is Aphasmidia and Phasmidia. Aphasmidia means phasmids are absent. Phasmidia, class Phasmidia means phasmids are present. What are phasmids? These are the caudal sense organs. Caudal sense organs of the Wuchereria bancrofti are posterior glandulosensory structures. Posterior glandular sensory structures of the Wuchereria are called phasmids. I already told you that these phasmids are also present in the Ascaris lumbricoides, which is commonly known as roundworm. Okay, these phasmids are present in Ascaris lumbricoides and Wuchereria bancrofti. Here, this Wuchereria bancrofti belongs to class Phasmidia because phasmids are present. Phasmids are present, hence it is called Phasmidia, class Phasmidia. What are phasmids? These are the posterior glandulosensory structures. Posterior glandular sensory structures present in Wuchereria as well as Wuchereria bancrofti and Ascaris lumbricoides. Okay, now listen. Coming to the description of the Wuchereria bancrofti, it is commonly known as filarial worm. It is commonly known as filarial worm. Okay. Next, the disease caused by Wuchereria bancrofti is called Filariasis or elephantiasis or Wuchereriasis. The disease caused by Wuchereria bancrofti is known as Filariasis or elephantiasis or Wuchereriasis. Okay, this Wuchereria bancrofti commonly known as filarial worm. It causes a disease called Filariasis or elephantiasis or Wuchereriasis. Next, this Wuchereria bancrofti was discovered by two scientists, that is Wucherer and Bancroft. This parasite was discovered by whom? Wucherer and Bancroft. Hence, this parasite is named as Wuchereria bancrofti. This parasite was discovered by two scientists, that is Wucherer and Bancroft. Hence, this parasite is named as Wuchereria bancrofti. Okay. Next, this Wuchereria bancrofti is a digenetic parasite. It is a digenetic parasite. Means it completes its life cycle in two hosts. It completes its life cycle in two hosts. The primary host is man. The primary host is man. And the secondary host is female Culex mosquito. Female Culex mosquito. This Wuchereria bancrofti completes its asexual life cycle in man. It completes its asexual life cycle in man. Hence, man is considered as asexual life cycle takes place in man. Hence, man is considered as primary host for Wuchereria bancrofti. Next, the sexual life cycle of the Wuchereria bancrofti takes place in female Culex mosquito. Female Culex mosquito. Hence, this female Culex mosquito is considered as secondary host. Which life cycle takes place in the female Culex mosquito? Sexual life cycle of the Wuchereria takes place in 1 minute. Sorry, this in primary host sexual life cycle. 1 minute. Once again, I am repeating. Here, the life cycle of Wuchereria completes in two hosts. Hence, it is called digenetic parasite. It is called digenetic parasite. Primary host is man, and secondary host is female female Culex mosquito. Secondary host is female Culex mosquito. Here, the sexual life cycle of the parasite takes place in man. Hence, man is considered as primary host for Wuchereria. And asexual life cycle of the parasite takes place in female Culex mosquito. Female Culex mosquito. Hence, this female Culex mosquito is considered as secondary host for Wuchereria. Okay, primary host is man because sexual life cycle of the parasite takes place in man. And in female Culex mosquito, asexual life cycle of the parasite takes place. Hence, secondary host is female Culex mosquito. Sir Patrick Manson, Sir Patrick Manson identified the female Culex mosquito as the secondary host for Wuchereria bancrofti. Who identified the female Culex mosquito as secondary host for Wuchereria? Sir Patrick Manson. Sir Patrick Manson discovered or identified the female Culex mosquito as the secondary host for Wuchereria bancrofti. Okay, next, this Wuchereria bancrofti lives in lymphatic vessels of man. It lives in the lymphatic vessels of man. Hence, it is called histozoic parasite. Histozoic parasite. Histus means tissues. It lives in the tissues of the man, lymphatic vessels of man. Okay, it is a histozoic parasite. It is also called extracellular parasite, means it is present outside the cells or in between the cells. So, this histozoic parasites also known as intercellular parasite or extracellular parasite. It lives in between the cells and it lives in tissues. Hence, this is called histozoic parasite. It lives in the lymph vessels of man. It lives in the lymph vessels of man. Hence, it is called histozoic parasite or intercellular parasite or extracellular parasite. Extracellular parasite means outside the cell or in between the cells. Okay. Next, this Wuchereria bancrofti is a pseudocoelomate organism. Pseudocoelomate parasite. Pseudocoelom means here false coelom is present. Pseudocoelom means false coelom is present. False coelom means the coelom which is not lined by coelomic epithelium or mesodermal epithelium. The coelom which is not lined by coelomic epithelium or mesodermal epithelium is called pseudocoelom. Okay, the animals with pseudocoelom are called pseudocoelomids. Okay, here in the pseudocoelom, coelom is formed from remnant of the embryonic blastocyst. Remaining part of the embryonic blastocyst forms coelom. Hence, this coelom is called pseudocoelom, and it is not lined by coelomic epithelium or mesodermal epithelium. Okay, this is about the introduction of the Wuchereria Bancrofti. Once again, I will repeat this. All of you listen carefully. Okay, this Wuchereria Bancrofti, it belongs to phylum Nematoda and class Phasmidia. Class Phasmidia. Why it is called Phasmidia? Why it is included in class Phasmidia? Because phasmids are present. What are phasmids? Posterior glandulosensory structures are present. Hence, it included in the class Phasmidia. Next, Wuchereria Bancrofti was discovered by two scientists, Wucherer and Bancroft. Hence the name Wuchereria Bancrofti. Next, it is commonly known as filarial worm. It is commonly known as filarial worm. It lives in the lymph vessels of man, and it is a histozoic parasite. Means it lives in the tissues of the man. Okay. Next, it is a digenetic parasite. Means it completes its life cycle in two hosts. Primary host is man, in which sexual life cycle of the parasite takes place. And secondary host is female Culex mosquito, in which asexual life cycle of the parasite takes place. Next, here the disease caused by Wuchereria Bancrofti is called Filariasis or elephantiasis or Wuchereriasis. Filariasis or Wuchereriasis or elephantiasis. Okay. Next, it is dimorphic. It is a dimorphic parasite. Means it occurs in two forms, that is male and female. It occurs in two forms, that is male and female. Hence, it is called dimorphic. It occurs in how many forms? Two forms, that is male and female. Okay. Next, Sir Patrick Manson. Sir Patrick Manson identified the secondary host of Wuchereria Bancrofti as female Culex mosquito. Female Culex mosquito. Okay. Next, the body of Wuchereria Bancrofti is long. Next, we will discuss about the structure of Wuchereria Bancrofti. Wuchereria Bancrofti structure. Okay. Next, here the body of Wuchereria Bancrofti is long and narrow. It is long and narrow and filiform. Filiform means thread-like. They occurs in the coiled condition in the lymph vessels of man. This male and female occurs in coiled conditions in the lymph vessels of man. The body of Wuchereria Bancrofti is long and narrow, and it is filiform, means thread-like. Okay, daram laga ఉంటాయి అన్నమాట. And what is the color of the body of Wuchereria? Creamy white in color. Their body is creamy white in color. Their body is creamy white in color. Body is long, narrow, and filiform. Filiform means thread-like. Okay. Next, the anterior end of the parasite is blunt, and posterior end of the parasite is pointed. Posterior end is pointed, anterior end is blunt. Next, in the extreme anterior end, in both male and female, at the extreme anterior end, mouth is present. Mouth is present at the extreme anterior end. At the extreme anterior end, both in male and female, mouth is present. Mouth is present. Okay. Next, here lips are absent. Mouth is not surrounded by lips in Wuchereria. Mouth is not surrounded by lips. Means lips are absent in Wuchereria Bancrofti. But in Ascaris, I already told you in yesterday's class, in Ascaris, mouth is surrounded by three lips. These lips are absent in Wuchereria bancrofti. These lips are absent in Wuchereria bancrofti. Okay. Next, male Wuchereria bancrofti is short, and female Wuchereria is long in size. Male is shorter than female. Next, female is longer than male. Okay. Next, here Wuchereria is a unisexual animal, means sexes are separate. Sexes are separate. Male and female are separate, and they exhibit sexual dimorphism. Sexual dimorphism means male filarial worms are identified from female filarial worms by observing certain morphological characters. Certain morphological characters means by observing certain external characters, we are able to identify male filarial worm from female filarial worm. Now we will discuss about the differences between the male and female filarial worms. Okay, in male filarial worm is short in size, and female filarial worm is long when compared with the male. Next, the posterior end of the male is curved. The posterior end of the male is curved. It is also considered as tail. Curved posterior end is present in male. This is the diagram of male filarial worm. The posterior end of the male filarial worm is curved. Okay. At the curved end of the male filarial worm, a aperture is present. This aperture is called cloacal aperture. This aperture is called cloacal aperture. Near the cloacal aperture, a pair of unequal sized pineal setae or copulatory spicules or pineal spicules are present. At the curved posterior end of the male individual, a pair of copulatory spicules or a pair of pineal setae or pineal spicules are present, which are unequal in size. But in the male ascaris, this pineal setae or copulatory spicules are equal in size. But in Wuchereria, male Wuchereria bancrofti, this pineal setae are unequal in size. Remember this difference. Okay? Listen properly, all of you. Once again, I am repeating. At the curved posterior end of the male, a aperture is present. It is called cloacal aperture. This cloacal aperture, near the cloacal aperture, a pair of copulatory spicules are present. They are also called pineal setae. Which are unequal in size. They are useful for copulation. Means they are useful for transfer of sperms during copulation. What is copulation? Copulation means union of male and female filarial worms. This copulation is nothing but mating of male and female filarial worm. During mating, this pineal setae transfers the sperms. Okay, they are useful for transfer of sperms during copulation. Okay, unequal sized copulatory spicules are present. Okay, but the posterior end of the female filarial worm is straight. Posterior end of the female is straight. The posterior end of the male is curved. This is male filarial worm. This is female filarial worm. The posterior end of the female filarial worm is straight. It is straight. Next, cloaca is absent in female. Here in the female, at the posterior end, anus is present. Anus is present in the female. Okay. In male, cloacal aperture is present. In female, anus is present. Next, in female, copulatory spicules. Next, cloacal aperture. Copulatory spicules, cloacal aperture are absent in female. The posterior end of the female is straight. The posterior end of the male is curved. Copulatory spicules are present in male. Copulatory spicules are absent in female. In female, at the posterior end, anus is present. Anus is absent in male. Here in the male, cloacal aperture is present. Cloacal aperture is present in male. In female, anus is present. Okay. Next, in the female, from the 1/3 length of the body, in 1/3 length from the mouth, a aperture is present. It is called female genital pore. It is called female genital pore. From the 1/3 length of the body, at the 1/3 length of the body from mouth, a aperture is present. This is called female genital pore. Female genital pore or vulva. Female genital pore is present at 1/3 length from the mouth. Okay. Next, female filarial worm is ovoviviparous. Ovoviviparous means it lay eggs and give birth to young ones. They lay eggs and give birth to young ones. So, female filarial worms are described as ovoviviparous. These are the differences between the male and female filarial worms. Now, what are the similarities between the male and female filarial worms? In both male and female filarial worm, at extreme anterior end, mouth is present. Mouth is present at the extreme anterior end in both male and female. Next, nearer to the mouth, an opening is present. It is called excretory pore. In both male and female, below the mouth, a pore is present. It is called excretory pore. So, excretory pore is present in both male and female. Mouth also present in both male and female. Okay. These are the similarities between the male and female. Next, in male individual, 3 openings are present. In male individual, how many openings? 3 openings. In female individuals, 4 openings are present. What are the 3 openings of the male individual? Mouth, excretory pore and cloacal aperture. Mouth, excretory pore and cloacal aperture. These are the 3 openings of the male filarial worm. Next, what are the 4 openings in the female filarial worms? Mouth, excretory pore, female genital pore and anus. Means in female 4 openings are present. Once again, mouth, excretory pore, female genital pore and anus. These are the 4 openings present in the female filarial worm. Okay. Is it clear? Next, we will discuss about the life cycle of Wuchereria bancrofti. Life cycle of Wuchereria bancrofti. Life cycle of Wuchereria bancrofti in man. Okay. In lymph vessels of man, between the male and female filarial worms, copulation takes place. In the lymph vessels of man, between the male and female filarial worms, what happens? Copulation takes place. In the lymph vessels of man, this male and female filarial worms occurs in coiled condition. Occurs in coiled conditions. Okay. So, copulation takes place between the male and female filarial worms in the lymph vessels of man. In the lymph vessels of man, between the male and female filarial worms, copulation takes place. After copulation, female filarial worm. Female filarial worm releases sheathed microfilaria larva. Sheathed microfilaria larva. After copulation, female filarial worm releases sheathed microfilaria larva. Female filarial worm is ovoviviparous. Ovoviviparous. It lay eggs and also give birth to young ones. So female releases after copulation, female filarial worm releases sheathed microfilaria larva. Sheathed microfilaria larva. This larva, sheathed microfilaria larva consists of loose cuticular sheath. Sheathed microfilaria means its body is covered with, the body of microfilaria larva is covered with loose cuticular sheath. This loose cuticular sheath is nothing but modified shell, nothing but egg membrane. Egg membrane. Okay? After copulation, female releases sheathed microfilaria larva. Female is ovoviviparous, means it lay eggs and also give birth to young ones. Okay? The body of microfilaria larva is sheathed, means it is covered with loose cuticular sheath. It is nothing but modified shell, nothing but egg membrane. Okay? Now this sheathed microfilaria larva from the lymph vessels of man enters into the, from the lymph vessels of man, it enters into the blood circulation of man. This sheathed microfilaria larva now from the lymph vessels enters into the blood circulation of man. Now this sheathed microfilaria larva is present in blood vessels of man. Okay? Here one thing you have to remember, because it is very important point. During daytime, okay, this sheathed microfilaria larva is present in deep-seated blood vessels. అంటే డే టైంలో పగటి పూట ఈ మైక్రోఫైలేరియా లార్వా మనిషి యొక్క లోపలి రక్తనాళాల్లో ఉంటుంది. లోపల ఉండే డీప్ సీటెడ్ బ్లడ్ వెజల్స్లో ఉంటుంది, లోపల రక్తనాళాల్లో ఉంటుంది. ఏ టైంలో? పగటి పూట. ఏంటది? మైక్రోఫైలేరియా లార్వా. మైక్రోఫైలేరియా లార్వా ఆఫ్ ఉకరేరియా ఎక్కడ ఉంటుంది? డే టైంలో డీప్ సీటెడ్ బ్లడ్ వెజల్స్, అంటే లోపల ఉండే బ్లడ్ వెజల్స్లో ఉంటుంది అన్న, లోపల ఉండే రక్తనాళాల్లో ఉంటుంది. బట్ డ్యూరింగ్ నైట్ టైమ్ దిస్ షీత్డ్ మైక్రోఫైలేరియా లార్వా ఈజ్ ప్రజెంట్ ఇన్ పెరిఫరల్ బ్లడ్ వెజల్స్. పెరిఫరల్ బ్లడ్ వెజల్స్ మీన్స్ సూపర్ఫిషియల్ బ్లడ్ వెజల్, పై పైన ఉండే బ్లడ్ వెజల్స్లో ఉంటుంది అన్నమాట. ఎప్పుడు? నైట్ టైమ్. ఓకే, దిస్ sheathed microfilaria larva exhibit a phenomenon called nocturnal periodicity. Nocturnal periodicity. Nocturnal periodicity means the movement of microfilaria larva. The movement of sheathed microfilaria larva into peripheral blood vessels of man, into peripheral blood vessels of man during 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. During 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. is called nocturnal periodicity. Nocturnal periodicity. The movement of microfilaria larva, movement of sheathed microfilaria larva into peripheral blood vessels of man during night time, that is 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. is called nocturnal periodicity. This is one of the important VSAQ. This is very, very important VSAQ for IPE exam. It is also important for NEET and MSET. One of the important VSAQ. What is nocturnal periodicity? Movement of microfilaria larva into peripheral blood vessels of man during night time, that is 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. is called nocturnal periodicity. Okay, why this microfilaria larva exhibit nocturnal periodicity? What is the significance of nocturnal periodicity? the significance is that this larva, the movement of microfilaria larva into the peripheral blood vessels of man during night time is to suit the feeding habits of the mosquito. Generally mosquito bites human beings during night time, no? జనరల్గా ఈ దోమలు మనిషికి ఎప్పుడు కుడతాయి? రాత్రిపూట మనిషి నిద్రపోయే సమయంలో. కాబట్టి ఈ నాక్టర్నల్ పీరియాడిసిటీ దేనితో కోయిన్సైడ్ అవుతుంది? ఈ మస్కిటో యొక్క ఫీడింగ్ ఆహారపు అలవాట్లతో కోయిన్సైడ్ అవుతుందన్నమాట. కాబట్టి ఏమవుతుందంటే దిస్ డ్యూ టు నాక్టర్నల్ పీరియాడిసిటీస్ దిస్ మైక్రోఫైలేరియా లార్వా కమ్స్ ఇన్ టు పెరిఫరల్ బ్లడ్ వెజల్స్, మీన్స్ సూపర్ఫిషియల్ బ్లడ్ వెజల్స్. Why it comes into superficial blood vessels during night time? In order to move into the secondary host, that is female Anopheles mosquito. When female Anopheles mosquito, which is female Culex mosquito, female Anopheles mosquito for Plasmodium. Here female Culex mosquito. Which mosquito? Female Culex mosquito. This is the secondary host. Female Culex mosquito. When female Culex mosquito bites and sucks the blood of infected man having microfilaria larva in their peripheral blood vessels, what happens? This sheathed microfilaria larva from the man enters into the gut of female Culex mosquito. Gut of the female Culex mosquito. Gut of the female Culex mosquito. Gut of the mosquito. Female Culex mosquito. This microfilaria larva has to reach gut of female Culex mosquito within 70 days. Within how many days? 70 days. After 70 days, this microfilaria larva expire or die. 70 రోజుల్లో ఈ మైక్రోఫైలేరియా లార్వా సెకండరీ హోస్ట్ యొక్క గట్ని చేరాలి, లేకపోతే ఈ మైక్రోఫైలేరియా లార్వా 70 రోజుల తర్వాత చనిపోతుంది. Okay, this microfilaria, sheathed microfilaria larva survives only 70 days. Within 70 days, it has to reach gut of the female Culex mosquito. Female Culex mosquito. This is about the life cycle of Wuchereria bancrofti in man. Okay. Now we will discuss the life cycle of Wuchereria bancrofti in mosquito phase. In mosquito. Okay. When female Culex mosquito bites and sucks the blood of infected man. Infected man means man having sheathed microfilaria larva in their peripheral blood vessels. Okay. When female Culex mosquito bites and sucks the blood of infected man, what happens? This sheathed microfilaria larva enters into the gut of means elementary canal of the female Culex mosquito. Gut means here elementary canal of female Culex mosquito. In the elementary canal or gut of female Culex mosquito, digestive enzymes are present, no? So in the presence of these digestive enzymes, what happens? The sheath around the microfilaria larva is dissolved. ఈ మైక్రోఫైలేరియా లార్వా చుట్టూ ఉన్న తొడుగు లేదా షీత్ అనేది, ప్రొటెక్టివ్ లేయర్ అనేది కరిగిపోతుంది. ఇన్ ద gut of female Culex mosquito, what happens? This sheath around the microfilaria larva is dissolved. Now this microfilaria larva is called X-sheathed larva. This microfilaria larva is called X-sheathed larva because of the digestive juices, digestive enzymes of the female Culex mosquito, what happens? The sheath around the microfilaria larva is dissolved. So now this microfilaria larva is called X-sheathed larva, X-sheathed microfilaria larva. Now this X-sheathed microfilaria larva penetrates the wall of the gut. It penetrates from the wall of the gut and reaches the hemocoel of the female Culex mosquito. What is hemocoel? The body cavity of the mosquito which is filled with blood. Which is filled with blood is called hemocoel. From the gut of female Culex mosquito, this X-sheathed microfilaria larva penetrates and enters into the hemocoel of the female Culex mosquito. From the hemocoel, this X-sheathed microfilaria larva enters into the thoracic muscles of the mosquito. Thoracic muscles of the mosquito. The muscles present in the thorax region of the mosquito. Mosquito is a insect, no? So thorax, the muscles present in the thorax region are called thoracic muscles. Okay, from the hemocoel, this X-sheathed microfilaria larva enters into the thoracic muscles of the mosquito. In the thoracic muscles of mosquito, what happens? This X-sheathed larva, X-sheathed microfilaria larva transform into sausage-shaped microfilaria larva. Sausage-shaped microfilaria larva. Sausage-shaped larva means short and stumpy larva which resembles brinjal. పొట్టిగా లావుగా ఉండే లార్వాగా మారుతుంది. దీన్నే ఏమంటాము? ఫస్ట్ స్టేజ్ మైక్రోఫైలేరియా లార్వా లేదా సాసేజ్ షేపుడ్ లార్వా. ఈ థొరాసిక్ మజిల్స్లో ఈ మైక్రోఫైలేరియా లార్వా సాసేజ్ షేపుడ్ లార్వాగా మారడానికి 2 రోజుల సమయం పడుతుంది. దిస్ సాసేజ్ షేపుడ్ లార్వా is otherwise called first stage microfilaria larva. Okay, here once again I am repeating, this sheathed microfilaria larva when enters into the gut of the female Culex mosquito, what happens? The sheath around this microfilaria larva is dissolved by the action of digestive enzymes present in the gut within 2 to 6 hours. Within 2 to 6 hours, what happens? The sheath around this microfilaria larva is dissolved. Okay. Later, now this larva is called X-sheathed larva. This X-sheathed larva now penetrates from the gut wall and enters into the hemocoel. That is the body cavity of mosquito which is filled with blood. From the hemocoel, this X-sheathed larva enters into the thoracic muscles of the mosquito. Later, within 2 days, this X-sheathed larva, microfilaria larva, transformed into sausage-shaped larva. It is also called first stage microfilaria larva. Sausage shaped means short and stumpy. పొట్టిగా లావుగా ఉండే larva stage ఏమంటాము? sausage shaped larva which resembles brinjal. Okay, now this sausage shaped microfilaria larva, that is first stage microfilaria larva, undergoes first molting in thoracic muscles of mosquito and transform into second stage microfilaria larva. First stage microfilaria larva undergoes first molting in the thoracic muscles of mosquito and transform into second stage microfilaria larva. Second stage microfilaria larva. What is molting? Shedding of cuticle or shedding of exoskeleton. పాత క్యూటికిల్ ఊడిపోయి దాని ప్లేస్లో కొత్త క్యూటికిల్ రావడాన్ని ఏమంటాము? మౌల్టింగ్ అంటాం. విచ్ ఫెసిలిటేట్స్ గ్రోత్ ప్రాసెస్. ఓకే, Here this sausage shaped larva or first stage microfilaria larva undergoes first molting and becomes second stage microfilaria larva. Now this second stage microfilaria larva undergoes second molting and forms into third stage long infective microfilaria larva. Second stage microfilaria larva undergoes second molting and forms third stage long infective microfilaria larva. This third stage long microfilaria larva is infective stage of Wuchereria to man, which is the infective stage of Wuchereria to man, third stage microfilaria larva. Third stage microfilaria larva, which is long and infective. Now this third stage long infective microfilaria larva from the thoracic muscles of mosquito enters into the labium of the mosquito. Labium of the mosquito. What is labium? Lower lip of the mosquito. So from the thoracic muscles, this third stage long infective microfilaria larva enters into the labium of the mosquito. Labium means lower lip of the mosquito. Okay? Here in the thoracic muscles of mosquito, first and second moltings takes place. Remember this. This is very important point for MSET and NEET. First two moltings, first and second moltings takes place in the thoracic muscles of the mosquito. Okay? Next, now finally, this third stage long infective microfilaria larva reaches the labium of female Culex mosquito. Next, now we will discuss about the life cycle in man after infection. Life cycle of Wuchereria in man after infection. Life cycle of Wuchereria in man after infection. When infected Culex mosquito, when infected Culex mosquito means it consists of third stage long microfilaria larva. When infected mosquito bites and sucks the blood of healthy man, what happens? This third stage long infective microfilaria larva enters into the blood circulation of man. Okay? Here how this third stage infective microfilaria larva enters into the blood circulation of healthy man through inoculation. Inoculation means mosquito bite, doma kaat dwara. When infected female Culex mosquito means it is having third stage long microfilaria larva. Okay? When infected Culex mosquito bites and sucks the blood of healthy man, what happens? This third stage infective microfilaria larva enters into the blood circulation of man. From the blood circulation of man, this third stage long infective microfilaria larva reaches the lymph vessels of man. From the blood circulation, it reaches the lymph vessels of man. In lymph vessels of man, it undergoes third and fourth molting. Third and fourth moltings. Third and fourth moltings takes place in the lymph vessels of man. First and second moltings takes place in thoracic muscles of mosquito. Third and fourth moltings takes place in the lymph vessels of man. How this third and fourth moltings takes place? Now I will explain you. Okay? Now this third stage long infective microfilaria larva. Third stage long infective microfilaria larva undergoes third molting. third molting in the lymph vessels of man and forms fourth stage microfilaria larva. Third stage, long infective microfilaria larva undergoes which molting? Third molting, and becomes fourth stage microfilaria larva. This fourth stage microfilaria larva now undergoes fourth molting. Now undergoes fourth molting and forms young filarial worms. Young filarial worms. After fourth molting, what happens? Young filarial worms are produced. Later, these young filarial worms attain sexual maturity in 5 to 18 months. In 5 to 18 months, this young filarial worm attains sexual maturity and transform into adult filarial worms. These adult filarial worms are present in lymph vessels of man in coiled conditions. Okay, again copulation takes place and cycle is again repeated. This is about the life cycle of Wuchereria in man after infection. Okay. Means totally the life cycle of Wuchereria bancrofti is studied under 3 headings, that is in man, in mosquito, and third heading in man after infection. So totally in the life cycle of Wuchereria, 4 moltings takes place. First 2 moltings occurs in the thoracic muscles of the mosquito, and third and fourth moltings takes place in the lymph vessels of man. Okay. Next, now we will discuss the pathogenicity of Wuchereria bancrofti. Disease causing characters of the parasite. Disease causing characters of the parasite is called pathogenicity. Pathogenicity ante vyadhi karakata. The disease causing characters of the parasite is called pathogenicity. The disease caused by Wuchereria bancrofti is called Filariasis or Wuchereriasis. Filariasis or Wuchereriasis. Okay, Filariasis or Wuchereriasis or elephantiasis. When light infection takes place, when filarial worms are present in less number, this filarial worms causes light infection. When these filarial worms are present in less number, they causes light infection. What are the symptoms of the light infection? Fever, headache, high temperature, and mental depression. Fever, headache, high temperature, mental depression. When worms are in less number, light infection to man takes place. What are the symptoms of the light infection? Fever, headache, high temperature, fever, headache, high temperature, and mental depression. When the number of worms is when more number of filarial worms are present in the lymph vessels of man, what happens? Heavy infection takes place. When more number of filarial worms are present in lymph vessels of man, what happens? Heavy infection takes place. This filarial worms causes inflammatory reactions in the man. Inflammatory reactions. First about, it causes 2 diseases, lymphangitis and lymphadeninitis. Lymphadeninitis and lymphangitis. Lymphangitis means inflammation of the lymph vessels. Inflammation of the lymph vessels. Inflammation of the lymph vessels. Inflammation of the lymph vessels is called lymphangitis. Here angia. Angias means blood vessels. Itis means inflammation. It is a Greek word. It is a Greek word. Angios means blood vessels. It is means inflammation. It is a Greek word. Angios means blood vessel. It is means inflammation. Inflammation of the blood lymph vessels. Inflammation of the lymph vessels is called inflammation of the lymph vessels is called lymphangitis. Okay? It is means inflammation. Next, lymphadeninitis. Adeni means gland. Adenitis means gland. It is also a Greek word. It is means inflammation. Inflammation. The inflammation of lymph glands. Inflammation of lymph glands is called lymphadeninitis. Lymphadeninitis. Inflammation of lymph vessels is called lymphangitis. Here angios means vessels. It is means inflammation, which is a Greek word. Inflammation of lymph glands is lymphadeninitis. Next, if more number of filarial worms are present in the lymph vessels of man, what happens? It causes obstruction to flow of lymph in the lymph vessels. Lymph vessels lo lymph flow ayetapudu ఆటంకం కలుగుతుంది. ఎప్పుడు? When more number of filarial worms are present in the lymph vessels. So, due to this, what happens? Blockage of the lymph vessels takes place. Blockage of the lymph vessels takes place. Due to blockage of the lymph vessels, what happens? In the lymph vessels, swelling takes place. This is called lymphoedema. This is called lymphoedema. This condition is called lymphoedema. Due to more number of filarial worms in the lymph vessels of man, what happens? They causes obstruction to flow of lymph into the lymph vessels. Means blockage of the lymph vessels takes place. So due to this, what happens? This lymph vessels, in lymph vessels swelling occurs. This is called lymphoedema. These dead worms are accumulated in the lymph vessels of man. Dead worms are accumulated in the lymph vessels of man, and they causes blockage of the lymph vessels, due to which lymphoedema takes place. Lymphoedema takes place. Due to blockage of the lymph vessels and development of fibroblast leads to the formation of fibrous tissues. Many fibrous tissue is formed due to accumulation of fibroblast. Okay? So, in some part of the patient, what happens? Ugly growth takes place in some parts of the patient. Okay? Especially this lymphoedema takes place in the limbs. Scrotal sac in the case of male human beings, and mammary glands in the female human beings. Ugly growth of the body parts takes place due to lymphoedema. And due to the development of fibrous tissue in the lymph vessels, what happens? Ugly growth of the parts of the body takes place, especially in the limbs. Scrotal sac. Limbs means forelimbs and hind limbs. Hands and legs. Scrotal sac, it is in the case of male human being. And also mammary glands in the female human beings. Ugly growth of the body parts takes place, especially in limbs. Scrotal sacs in male, mammary glands in female human beings. Okay? Next, the terminal condition of the disease is called elephantiasis. The terminal condition of this disease is called elephantiasis. Okay? In the elephantiasis, what happens? Sweat glands of that patient disintegrate. స్వెట్ గ్లాండ్స్ అన్నీ నాశనం అయిపోతాయి, స్వేద గ్రంథులు చనిపోతాయి. స్వెట్ గ్లాండ్స్ ఆఫ్ ది పేషెంట్ ఆర్ డిసింటిగ్రేట్, స్వెట్ గ్లాండ్స్ డిసింటిగ్రేట్స్ and skin becomes rough and dry like that of the skin of elephant. Skin becomes dry and rough due to disintegration of the sweat glands. Now this terminal condition is called elephantiasis. Elephantiasis. Next we will discuss, this is about the pathogenicity of Wuchereria Bancrofti. It is also very very important 4 marks question for IPE. It is important. Pathogenicity of Wuchereria Bancrofti is important for 4 marks question. Okay, this is about the pathogenicity. Next we will discuss about the prophylaxis. By spreading DDT and BHC in mosquito breeding places, we have to spray DDT and BHC, which are insecticides, at the mosquito breeding places. By spraying DDT, and BHC, benzene hexachloride, and DDT, which are insecticides. By spraying insecticides near the breeding places of the mosquito, it can be controlled. Next, by culturing larvivorous fishes like Gambusia and insectivorous plants like Wuchereria in the mosquito breeding places, we can eradicate this female Culex mosquito so that we can prevent filariasis. Next, by spraying kerosene and pyrethrum oil in the mosquito breeding places, we can control this disease. Okay, this is about the prophylaxis or prevention methods of the filariasis. Okay, now I will show you diagrams of life cycle. These are male and female filarial worms which lives in the lymph vessels of man. This male female filarial worms copulate in the lymph vessels of man, and female later gave birth to sheathed microfilaria larva. Sheathed microfilaria larva. Okay, this sheathed microfilaria larva enters into the peripheral blood vessels during night time, and during daytime they are present in deep-seated blood vessels. This microfilaria larva is present in the deep-seated blood vessels during daytime, but during night time, that is 10 p.m. to 4 a.m., this microfilaria larva enters into the superficial blood vessels or peripheral blood vessels of man. Okay, in order to suit the feeding habits of the mosquito, this phenomenon is called nocturnal periodicity. So this microfilaria larva now enters into the gut of female Culex mosquito. How it enters into the gut of female Culex mosquito? When this female Culex mosquito bites and sucks the blood of infected man having sheathed microfilaria larva in their peripheral blood vessels, what happens? This microfilaria larva from man enters into the gut of the female Culex mosquito. When it enters into the gut of the female Culex mosquito, what happens? This sheath is dissolved. Now this ex-sheathed microfilaria larva enters into the hemocoel of the mosquito. From the hemocoel, it enters into the thoracic muscles of the mosquito. In thoracic muscles of mosquito, this ex-sheathed microfilaria larva in the thoracic muscles of mosquito transform into sausage-shaped larva. This is the sausage-shaped larva. sausage-shaped larva. This X-sheathed larva, when enters into the thoracic muscles of the mosquito, what happens? It transforms into sausage-shaped larva. This sausage-shaped larva is nothing but first stage microfilaria larva. This is short and stumpy. This sausage-shaped larva or first stage larva undergoes first molting and transform into second stage larva. Now this second stage larva undergoes second molting. Second stage larva undergoes second molting and forms third stage long infective microfilaria larva. This second stage larva undergoes second molting in thoracic muscles of mosquito and becomes third stage long infective microfilaria larva. Means in the thoracic muscles of mosquito, it undergoes first and second moltings. Takes place. Due to first and second moltings, what happens? Third stage long infective microfilaria larva is formed. This third stage long infective microfilaria larva later enters into the labium of the mosquito. Labium means lower lip of the mosquito. From the labium of the mosquito, this third stage long infective microfilaria larva enters into man. How? When this infected female Culex mosquito bites and sucks the blood of healthy man. By inoculation, by healthy man, what happens? This third stage long infective microfilaria larva enters into the lymph vessels of man. From the lymph vessels of man, enters into the blood circulation of man, and from the blood circulation they finally reaches the lymph vessels of man. In lymph vessels of man, this third stage larva undergoes third molting and forms fourth stage larva. This fourth stage larva undergoes fourth molting and forms young filarial worms. This young filarial worms attains sexual maturity in 5 to 18 months. Again, they becomes male and female filarial worms. Again, they copulate in the lymph vessels of man. Again, life cycle is repeated. This is about the life cycle of Wuchereria Bancrofti according to diagram. Okay, how this third stage long infective microfilaria larva enters into man? By inoculation. When this infected female Culex mosquito, bites and sucks the blood of healthy man, what happens? This third stage long infective larva enters into the blood circulation of man. From the blood circulation, it finally reaches the lymph vessels of man. In lymph vessels of man, this third stage larva undergoes third molting and forms fourth stage larva. Fourth stage larva undergoes fourth molting and forms young filarial worms. Later, these young filarial worms attain sexual maturity within 5 to 18 months and they become adult filarial worms which occur in coiled conditions in lymph vessels of man. Again, copulation takes place. Again, life cycle is repeated. Okay, this is about the life cycle of Wuchereria bancrofti. This is about the life cycle of this is about the structure, life cycle, pathogenicity and prophylaxis of the Wuchereria bancrofti. Okay, students, thank you very much.